is covered for obesity by Medicare, but
What do
only
you
if
love,
the
the
patient
fast?
already has cardiovascular disease.
Well, it matters
This
to
does not make any sense.
We have to take care of the people that are the lowest socioeconomically, because when we give and subsidize
You're getting
food,
data
we give
harvested.
crap food.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
food is the cheaper
Yeah, so honey, I guess was a scam all along.
Is covered for obesity by Medicare, but only if the patient already has cardiovascular disease.
Well,
So
in addition
this
to
does
the
not
older
make any
people,
sense.
we have to take care of the people that are the lowest socioeconomically, because when we give and subsidize
I
food,
don't know why her
we
video
give
does
crap
this, like,
food.
Yes.
And crap
just
food
does
is the
stills.
cheaper thing.
Yes.
And so we're poisoning the lowest by not.
Okay. I can't even take it anymore. Here's my
Girl, your volumes, your levels are not even.
answer. Okay.
Could be a White House drug war brewing over anti-obesity meds like Ozempic. Health Secretary nominee RFK Jr. has railed against them, claiming America.
Okay, what was that little laugh? I'm gonna have the book is that Whoopi Goldberg wrote about Anthony Fauci. Or what kind of
Mic
research is
volume
going on
too
with
low.
governmental, you know, type of like policies and everything. I'm not saying that I'm the biggest fan of RFK Jr. because I think that he is very lily-livered kind of guy. Like he's very easily pushed to say sorry about things. And I don't really like a person like that, because when you're dealing with this kind of mob of people, you need to have a spine. But I'm sorry, Whoopi, huh? And so once again, we're going to watch the hens get chaotic like they do best and always. Let's get into it. Sunny Hostins and The View going to erupt into some chaos because they know everything. They know all. But why do we even go anywhere else? We should just watch The View and learn from them, right?
America's addicted to drugs and weight loss should come from diet and exercise. But Elon Musk, nominee for the just made up Department of Government Efficiency and the actual real VP, wants to expand, yeah, you heard me, wants to expand access, saying nothing would do more to improve the health, lifespan, and quality of life for Americans than making the drugs affordable for everyone. Now, most Americans
Well,
agree.
fast, have you ever been able... Has Honey ever found you any coupons?
With Elon Musk.
I don't think it
But,
ever found
the
me any
question
coupons
is, who's
ever.
the boss going to side with? But I
Trying
just
to
want to throw
remember.
this out, because the medical cost of adult obesity-related disease in the U.S. range from $147 billion to nearly $210 billion per year.
Yeah.
So what is the downside of a miracle drug that cuts that much out of the budget? And if someone's doctor examines them, prescribes a medication, shouldn't that be the only metric of healthcare coverage? Why should a numbers cruncher with no medical background...
These people are all in the same, big pharma boat,
have any say, and I don't understand why you...
But why do you agree with Elon Musk? So we could do this both ways. Now, we're going to watch this clip and stay tuned. I'm going to tell you a true story about Ozempic and what I really think about it. Okay? Guys, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you to every eye that lands on this video.
You want to be in my business.
Yeah, the part that is the most... I agree with Elon Musk
got
on this
cookies?
and all that you're saying, but the real problem here is that it only costs about
Wait,
$5 to make
it's not
these
installed anymore?
medicines, the
Did you say
semaglutides,
installed? Did it get
Ozempic,
taken down? I don't
and
know.
they charge people over
I have it
$1,000
on
a
my
month. So
Chrome,
even
but it's not
though
turned
this
on.
is the pharmaceutical issue that
Like, it
kills
doesn't have
me, is
access to
that
my
$5 accounts for a very slim
browser?
profit. So there's a business model here. Somewhere between $5 and $1,000. Can we
Not
not
only have you
make
gotten
this
discount codes from it,
affordable
but
for everyone,
you also
while
use
also
the
allowing it
droplets
to
to
be
save
a
money
business?
with
They
price
need to allow
notifications.
generic versions,
well, that's
and they
good.
need to allow competition so
yet,
people
they
can do
won't.
it. They
Makes
have
too much money
This
now.
is why people are so pissed about healthcare.
Yes.
And I don't like to throw, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't like to throw around the word miracle drug, but I've read up on these a ton. There's so many benefits. In addition to obesity, obviously diabetes, liver
people
disease,
really wanna
kidney
die
disease.
from heart
There's also
problems.
early
There's people who
indications that they can
struggle
help
from
treat
breathing
alcoholism
conditions
and drug
and
addiction.
diabetes.
So I mean, these are huge. And if you think of just the impacts long-term to the economy, economy and just the health and wellness of this country. But I
We're
think that I don't think
still
RFK wins out on this.
diabetic.
Donald Trump would love to be able to say he made America healthy, fit,
Yeah,
and
I've
skinny
seen his
again. So I
message
have a
on
feeling
Facebook.
he's not coming for
He needs to
Ozempic.
start with himself. Look in the mirror.
He slimmed down a little on the campaign trail. I wouldn't rule out that he's not
probably
tried
on
that.
it.
But you know,
He's on it.
about this health care insurance issue, one thing that I was just reading is that Medicare is not allowed to cover medications used for weight loss alone. When are we going to start taking care of people in our society that are older, that have
You mean like homeless veterans on the street? Sonny? Is that what you mean?
It's
to
interesting.
this-
You really
this
see a really fat old person. You know why? Because they die. That is the fact.
Well, the other thing is they die.
They die because they're overweight.
Because they're overweight.
We're all getting chaotic and not even getting into the crux of the information. You know, Sunny, she knows everything, obviously, because her husband is a doctor. Don't worry, we're going to talk about this. You know, we are going to get really into what they're saying here. They're saying a lot of stuff that I don't think that they should be saying. The narrative around this is really
Obesity kills and people shouldn't be
fascinating to
happy.
watch.
The other thing.
Can we talk about that? Like, there's this whole like fat positivity community, right? And it's like, okay, here's the reason I bring this up. There's a creator on YouTube and TikTok and stuff, and her name is Eugenia Cooney. I'm sure anyone watching this knows who that is. If you don't, she's like basically like very, very thin. Probably like the thinnest person on the internet, right? And she gets a lot of hate because of her size. Now, whether or not she has an ED, it's like nobody's business, but she gets like, okay, what I'm trying to say is like people call her out like she shouldn't be online because of what she's promoting. They always say what she's promoting. Now, unlike the fat positivity community, Eugenia Cooney does not promote EDs. She doesn't sit there and say, you guys should be as skinny as me. Look at how happy I am. She never says anything like that along those lines. The only thing that she's ever done that was, in my opinion, like distasteful was she has these like this inside joke with her community, I guess, of like that Jack Skellington is her like husband or boyfriend or whatever. Now, that's, to me, that's like the closest she's ever come to promoting her you know, the way she looks or EDs. But I feel like she did that because she gets so much hate. People call her a skeleton basically, and I think that she took that and instead of like letting it bring her down, she turned it into her own kind of thing. Just like when Biden said Trump supporters are garbage, what did Trump do? He turned it around and he dressed as the garbage man. He got a garbage truck, and you know, so I feel like that's what she was doing with the whole Jack Skellington thing. It was like trying to turn something that people were saying negatively about her into like, oh, like this is my thing, you know, like, or showing people that she doesn't care what you have to say about her. Now, my issue is that so many creators on YouTube and TikTok will say Eugenia shouldn't be online because of what she promotes. But what they're really saying is she shouldn't be online because of how she looks. Not because of what she promotes, because she doesn't, in my opinion, she does not. Like, she never talks about it. Like, if she ever talks about it, it's very vague. And meanwhile, so you have someone here who, and she actually was banned on TikTok. She was like restricted or something, and I don't know if it was because of like something she did or said, but I think it had to do with, again, how she looks. Now, I think it's now you have the fat positivity community And they're allowed to say you can eat as much as you want, and they're allowed to actually legitimately what's the word? I just lost it. Like they are actually and legitimately promoting this fat positivity movement or whatever. Some creators, they'll like binge eat as part of their content, right? So like they're actually showing the harm, right? Now, in a way, you could say Eugenia so anyway, she gets banned because of how she looks. Meanwhile, on the other side of the spectrum, you have people who are actually promoting a unhealthy lifestyle, and nobody wants to say anything about them except for Blair White, who did talk about this, who I'm glad she did, because like, but she didn't mention the Eugenia Cooney. She didn't mention the double standard. The double standard that this girl is not allowed on the internet because of how she looks. And meanwhile, these people who are on the opposite spectrum, right, it's totally fine, and they're actually telling you that it's okay to be, heavier set or whatever. Like, so it's just like such a double standard, I find. Like, Eugenia, she may have an issue, but that doesn't mean she's not allowed on the internet, you know what I mean? Like, she just wants to be on the internet like any other e-girl, you know what I mean? Like, she just happens to have this, like, issue. So now she's being discriminated against because of how she looks. It's just a double standard. I don't like, and nobody talks about it. Like, nobody ever mentions it. And whenever I hear people say, like, oh, like, the things that Eugenia promotes, it's like, she never fucking talks about it. You think she's promoting it because of how she looks. Like, that's discrimination. Anyway, just felt like I needed to get that out.
They have heart attacks.
And then the other
All the diseases.
But the one last thing I'll say is,
You're not overweight, Whoopi.
one of the one last things that I'll say is that Wegovy is covered for obesity by Medicare, but only if the patient already has cardiovascular disease.
Well,
So
in addition
this
to
does
the
not
older
make any
people,
sense.
we have to take care of the people that are the lowest socioeconomically, because when we give and subsidize food, we give crap food.
Yes,
and
that's
crap
so
food
true.
is the cheaper thing.
Yes.
And so we're poisoning the lowest by not.
Okay. I can't even take it anymore. Here's my answer. Okay. What she just said there is very.
Obesity kills, and people shouldn't be happy about being obese, right? And it's like the video I watched from Blair White, she was mentioned, like, she was talking about these people in the fat positivity community, and like a lot of these people she was talking about had actually passed away because of their health status. And so, like, not only are they promoting an unhealthy lifestyle, like, the people in this community are actually dying. But that's fine. No need to ban any of the people promoting binge eating. No need to ban that. But we have to ban the girl who does not talk about any disorders of any kind. We have to ban her because of how she looks. She's promoting an unhealthy lifestyle, guys. So she needs to be banned. Like, it's just such a double standard. I don't like it.
Dangerous. We subsidize the junk food, which is true. So let's also subsidize the chemical that's going to cause other problems later on in the future. Allegedly. Let's allege this whole thing. Let me be very careful here, okay? Because you know how the boys get. You know how the pharmaceutical boys get. Let me keep it real. Wegovy, semaglutide. Why don't we call them lollipops?
The Grinch
for
looks
now,
cute
okay?
when you look in the camera.
The lollipops, they work. But
The more
with
we fat shame,
a
the more they
plan,
will work on
with
getting into
a
shape.
Nutrition, you still have to put in work. And you should have a 3-month plan of how you're going to wean off. I myself have taken it, but I didn't have a plan. And I just kind of maintained, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
It's
Now,
not hate,
the
it's
thing
like
is,
fear. Garbage man.
because-
What
but
Trump
I'm a
did
nurse,
is
so
what
I
the
know
Americans
how
did during
not
the
to let it get
Revolutionary War when we
messed
were
up,
called
but
the
at the same time,
Yankees
I
by the
stopped- I was sick
British
for a month, wanted
and
to
still
see- I
called
dropped
today.
10 pounds, and that was good, right? But you know, when you stop taking it, the stuff comes back on or whatever. But like, I'm still
Why
down
was
for
Yankee
10 pounds,
derogatory
believe it or not.
anyway? Took
And
it
I
from
do
an
plan
insult
on
to
getting a
something
little bit
fearsome.
more assistance to kind of help me as I'm getting older. I'm paying for it out of pocket. I don't expect the American citizen to pay for it because this is what they're talking about. Taxes paying for your drugs. I do not expect the American citizen to pay for that for me. And that's a fact, okay? But I don't have cardiovascular issues. I don't have high blood pressure. You know, praise the Lord, okay? I don't have that because I don't eat a certain way. It's just that I've always been kind of like, hello, heavier and it's just now, you know, like I really need to stay on top of that, right? Okay, so I don't expect the American citizen to pay for me being lazy. Straight up and down. Or if I decide to eat a bunch of carbs. Straight up and down. That medicine is for diabetes, okay? I know the risk that I take when I take it and that I don't want to be on it forever. Whoopi did good. Whoopi has the money to do it. Whoopi did good. She took it in doses, small doses. She didn't lose her hair. I noticed that. A lot of people
You
did.
can lose your hair.
Like Sharon Osbourne, her daughter, they went nuts, okay? And it's insane what they did. But the fact that these people get so mad, like, oh, you know, obesity is a disease. It's not a disease, guys. It's not a disease. It's an absolute choice. We're not going to do this. It's not a disease. I am here to tell you it is not a disease. It's never a disease, even if it's secondary to something that a person has going on. Let's say they got into some accident or something, they can't move around. It's still never a disease because you can actually control the way you eat and do other things to keep it down. It's not a disease. It is an absolute choice. This is something I will never capitulate with. It never is a disease. It's a side effect. It's a choice, but it's not a disease. So these women, they always get mad. They want free things for the lower class. They want the lower class to eat all the candy they want, all the pizza they want, and all the ice cream. Come on, it's the holiday season. I already know the gingerbread cookies, everything else, right? They want them to be able to do all that and then take a drug that everybody's, oh, miracle drug, miracle drug. Yeah, okay, because you're losing weight. But your liver's still processing that. You have to be careful with the islets of Langerhans. I wish I could have asked him about the islets of Langerhans on a long-term medication for diabetes when you don't have diabetes. What does that do to the pancreas? How much now does it mess with your insulin production that now you're dependent on it? They don't know.
Healthy food.
Yeah,
to
well,
everyone.
hold on one second. You know, this isn't just about food.
No, it's not.
This is sometimes people are born genetically larger.
Agreed. I didn't mean to.
No, I know you didn't.
Yeah.
But I want to say this to
RFK?
That's his name.
The bones.
Because you're setting folks up for shame.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying. Maybe you don't know you're doing. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say you don't know, you don't realize what you do to people when you say stuff like that, because it doesn't work for everybody. And I'm going to show you, sir, because I weighed close to 300 less than 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And without the Mounjaro, this would not have happened. There you go.
Take it off. Take it off.
Whoopi could have fasted. She could have worked out before she ate breakfast. That's when you can actually burn a lot of fat that way. You do a HIIT program, okay? You know, you do a HIIT program, and
So-
then
so
you
I'll
you
go
work
get the
out
kitten
somewhere to
soon.
burn the fat. You stay off of the carbs, so you now are depleting
I will
the
get
sugar,
him soon.
turning it into energy in your body. So that's how you lose weight, okay? You know, I know it. Yeah, I should be shamed. Yeah, okay? I'm on the camera. You know, I
In
want to
Japan,
be- I
apparently
want to
they
be a
bully you
representative for the
into
Lord.
being
That's
into
number
shape.
one. And the Lord
Because-
says don't be gluttonous and things like that. She's saying without this could have never happened. You
Otherwise,
didn't feel
like-
working out. Yo, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Something
right?
about being like
But don't do that.
a
Don't
burden
do that to people.
to society or something like.
There you go.
I
And
remember
I
how-
try to tell everybody, listen, this worked for me.
Maybe
This may work for y'all. You
hospital,
cannot
because
take
you
it
have
out
to
of
go to
people's
hospital.
hands
Yeah.
if it can help. Because if we can keep people healthy,
Yes.
if we can get rid of
fundamentally
diabetes, if we
large
can get rid of all of the things
Cardiovascular.
cardiovascular.
I think
what's
it's both.
wrong-
I think like because some people just are larger than others, right? Like that's just a fact. But like I don't think it's an excuse to. I don't know. I think like you could tell when someone's like a bigger, like they have a bigger frame versus like being overweight.
We're trying to do that.
You can't stay dependent on a medication that continues to now make your body become more dependent on it, and so for your pancreas to work a certain way. So because when you eventually
Being
come
fed
off
way
that
too much with
medication,
junk food.
it's all gonna come back.
Giving your child chocolate
Unless
candy,
you learn
chips,
the
and
lifestyle
healthy food.
changes. You could use it.
Big boned is
as
one
a
thing of good
triage
obesity is not
for
genetic.
baseline, but
Mm.
the long term, we don't know the long term yet. So I'm just keeping it real, and I'm not shaming anybody for their decision to take it.
But I also
I'm telling
believe,
myself.
that people's metabolisms are different. I believe that people store fat differently than other people. I think it's like this topic is like super nuanced, as any topic is, but like I think hormones, right? Your hormones play a big factor too, especially after pregnancy. It's harder to lose weight, I hear.
It does work. It does. But again, I'm not gonna act like it's not the only, like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh my God, without this I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys. No. There's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. There's still a way. Okay, so this is a full balance conversation, which you won't get on The View. Inconvenient truth here. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.